The Singapore passport is always among the top 3 strongest passports in the world. This sunny little island's economic standing, technological advancements, and corrupt-free government are envied by many countries, making it highly desirable for people to become Singapore citizens. Here are the top 8 benefits that Singapore citizens are entitled to. For the new viewers out there, hi! I'm Elena from the Immigration People. On this channel, my partner Kay and myself provide our advice and tips on Singapore PR, citizenship, and other Singapore immigration-related topics. If you do not want to miss out on our weekly content, hit on the subscribe button here. Look, there are many benefits to becoming a Singapore citizen, and here's our top 8 picks. Travel freedom. Now, with a Singapore passport, you can travel visa-free to 193 different countries. There's no need for you to trouble over the visa application for every country that you need to visit, which may take a lot of time, documentation, and form filling for each visa application. As a Singapore citizen, there's a significant advantage that you can enjoy when it comes to housing benefits as compared to permanent residents and foreigners. In Singapore, there are 3 main categories of properties that you can purchase: the landed properties, the condominiums, and the most affordable type, which is the public housing, HDB flats. If you have no idea how much Singapore properties can cost you, let me give you some figures here. In Sing dollars, a landed property can cost on average up to $5 million. A condominium can cost on average about $2 million, whereas a HDB flat on average can cost about $500,000, which is $500,000. As a Singapore citizen, you can enjoy housing schemes and grants to finance your flat purchase and enjoy subsidies whenever your neighborhood or community area undergo any upgrading programs. Aside from the price of the property itself, there is an additional cost that you have to consider as well. That is the additional buyer's stamp duty, known as the ABSD. In simple terms, it is a housing tax that home buyers need to pay. Singaporeans only need to pay the basic buyer's stamp duty, known as BSD. However, if this Singaporean owns more than one property, for the second property onwards, then they will need to pay the additional buyer's stamp duty on top of the buyer's stamp duty. For Singapore PRs and foreigners, they will need to pay both the buyer's stamp duty and additional buyer's stamp duty from their very first property purchase onwards. But of course, as a Singapore PR, your percentage for additional buyer's stamp duty is way lower as compared to a foreigner. For example, let's compare the amount a Singapore citizen and a Singapore PR will need to pay for their very first flat purchase of approximately $650,000. As I mentioned earlier, a Singaporean's first HDB flat will not have an additional buyer's stamp duty cost. So for this example, the total stamp duty that this Singaporean can expect to pay would be $14,100. Whereas for a Singapore PR, there's a 5% additional buyer's stamp duty to include, totaling his total stamp duty to pay as $46,600. And for foreigners' additional buyer's stamp duty rate, it is 30% for any purchase. As a Singapore citizen, you are entitled to the Central Provident Fund, known as the CPF. CPF is a government-run social security savings account whereby both employee and employer has to make a mandatory contribution of 20% and 17% respectively out from the employee's monthly salary. This is to ensure that all Singaporeans have sufficient savings for their retirement. Of course, this amount is not solely meant for your retirement, but you can also use it for your healthcare, housing, investments, and children's education. Singapore's high-quality education factor draws plenty, with the desire to have their children be a part of it. As a Singaporean children, you will be entitled to the EduSave scheme. With the EduSave scheme, the Singaporean child will receive yearly contributions to fund their education. This EduSave initiative is meant to help all Singaporean children take advantage of the education opportunities being funded yearly by the government. The scheme also grants all Singapore citizens who excel in academic and non-academic activities and covers those who study full-time in government or government-aided schools or independent schools. As for the local universities or higher education fees, they are heavily subsidized by the Singapore government. As a PR or foreigner, you will have to pay a much higher school fee compared to a Singapore citizen student. As a Singapore citizen, you will also have access to subsidized medical treatments and government funds for medical expenses. One example would be the MediFund, meant for the lower income Singapore citizens. In addition, you can also apply to various healthcare insurance schemes such as MediShield Life that offers significant healthcare subsidies. For example, a Singapore citizen patient with a monthly household income of between $3,300 to $3,500 staying in a Class C ward can receive a greater hospitalization subsidy. A Singapore PR with the same household income can also receive similar subsidies but at a lower rate. Like a Singapore PR, a Singapore citizen will have more job opportunities. The current government's policies ensures that Singaporeans are prioritized when it comes to the job opportunity pool. As Singapore citizen parents, there are several parenthood benefits that you can enjoy. The enhanced childcare leave, paid maternity leave, baby bonus incentive, infant care subsidy, parenthood tax rebate. The baby bonus cash gift has been enhanced for children born on or after 1st January 2015. This cash gift bonus are tiered by the number of children a Singaporean couple will have. For example, Singaporean parents can expect to receive $8,000 for their first and second child. The infant care subsidy scheme also helps to cover for the children's medical expenses and also for parents who need to send their kids to licensed childcare centres in Singapore. Most definitely, as a Singapore citizen, you will have the right to vote during the elections, which is held once every 4 years. You can even have a shot at becoming a parliament candidate by participating in the elections. In a country that boasts a low crime rate and having a world-class transportation system, owning a Singapore passport can be a goal for foreigners who wish to have a higher quality of living. To become a Singapore citizen, you first need to be a Singapore PR for at least 2 years. If you have been considering applying as one, watch our other video in the link below. So there you go, our top 8 benefits of a Singapore citizenship. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content on Singapore immigration topics. If there's a topic that you want us to cover, leave us in the comment section below. And that's all for today. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!